Man, I like the synths. It has a beautiful beat, a beautiful riff. I also have like some really good lyrics for this.
For that track, I used a lot of sound design because I was messing around with Ableton for the first time. Well, not for the very first time, but I was still messing around with the synths, so I did a lot of additive synthesis with the analog and operator synths, digital synths with Ableton. I also used wavetable synthesis with Massive, and from there I built the pads and the leads. That song was very synth heavy. I used like a 2/4 blues beat. I was really trying to be experimental and do like a hard style, but not so hardcore. I still wanted to keep it more musical. A lot of people like that one a lot. When I record vocals, usually I use, I work with a singer, and we use a Russian Octava built mic, this one here that I'm using now, and it's really great. It has some really great characteristics. It's a tube mic. It sounds really beautiful. For the last track, again, shout out to Sherry Nicole for the vocals we recorded with this microphone for Save the Day, and with Zeta Bet, Forever and a Day. And a couple other vocalists we recorded with this microphone. My building process, well, I usually play around. I mean, it's never the same. With experimental, I'm just messing around with the ambient. I'm just messing around with either a synthesizer or digital at this point, or a guitar, and adding a lot of space, and then I go from there. With rock, it's always starting with the guitar and then go from there. If it's drum and bass, or if it's electronic and house, then I will be messing around with leads and with melodies and harmonies and chords on keyboard. Make an arrangement. I want a sub bass, I want a kick, I want a drum kit with the snare. I like hi-hats. I like maybe a little clap, a shaker. The bass pad a little bit more in the background. Vocal bits. Noise. I'm just going to go over one of my somewhat recent tracks. Here we go, please. I have my MPK-49 here. I learned MIDI. Always do the filters. So I have this right now mapped to with noise, so that's why it's really random. It's very experimental. What I do when I'm trying to find something, I basically map it to my MIDI keyboard, and then I can just play around. I map the filters, modulation, ring mod, delays. Let's map a couple of those.
The synths are awesome.
Since I play guitar, about 90% of my tracks have a guitar in it, whether it's quietly in the background or a little bit more pronounced. I like to have a little bit of natural instruments in there, organic instruments. I think it adds a lot to it, especially if it's recorded with a microphone versus a line in like an electric guitar, which is also nice but different. Right now I have 5 aliases. This is house. This is the first time I've done this in the studio with. Thanks for watching, and until next time.